This video will show you the first 15 questions and the problems with the correct answers and the work attached to them so that you can better prepare yourself for this Friday's test. For the first 5 questions, you are asked to name the property for each problem. In number 1, the left side, what's in parentheses, changes from what's on the right side, and it is multiplication. So this would be your associative property of multiplication. In number 2, you're taking the variable m and adding its opposite to get 0. This would be the inverse of addition, also known as the additive inverse, and I will accept either one. In number 3, 3k plus 2 equals 3k plus 2. It's an exact copy of the left side and the right side, which makes this the reflexive property. It's like a mirror image of itself. Number 4, if a equals 5 and b equals 5, then a equals b. The 3 key words are if, and, then, which means it automatically results in the transitive property. And in number 5, x plus 2 plus 3 equals 3 plus x plus 2. The parentheses did not change, but the plus 3, the order that it is in, is what changed. So this would be your commutative property of addition. So if you were a little rusty on those properties, do make sure you go and study the other ones that were not listed here as well. For 6 through 10, you're asked to name all the subsets of the real number system that each number belongs. Each number is considered real, so I will not include that in the answer. If you have it written down, just know that that is also correct. For number 6, negative square root of 49 is like thinking of the number negative 7 when you pick the categories. Negative 7 is considered rational because we can make it a fraction, and you will find it on that number line, so it is also an integer. Number 7 is the fraction 3/7. Again, do not think too hard when it is already written as a fraction because it is automatically rational. You will not find 3/7 on a number line, so rational is all that it can be. For number 8, 4.298 is a decimal that stops, so therefore that can be made into a fraction, which makes it rational. You will not find any decimals on a number line, so it is not an integer, and rational is all it can be. For number 9, the square root of 80, if you type it in the calculator, you'll see that it's an ongoing decimal, or you'll know that it doesn't make a whole number, so it has to be irrational. For number 10, 64 over 4, right? If you divide it, you get an answer that can qualify as rational, because obviously you see the fraction. And 64 divided by 4 is the same as the number 16. So if we keep going, you will find 16 on a number line, which means it is an integer. It is above 0, so it is a whole number. And it is above 1, so it is a natural number. For these types of problems, you will have to list all categories that apply. For the next few problems, we are going to look at evaluating algebraic expressions and order of operations. Right? And you must show all of your work to get full credit on the test. So what you will see me do here is show you the steps and all the work as well. Okay? When we take and do number 11, we have to take out the a and the b and replace them with the 10 and the 6, like it gave us. So in parentheses, we're going to have 10 minus 6, all raised to the 5th power. Order of operations says do parentheses first. 10 minus 6 is 4, and then we'll do our exponents last. 4 to the 5th power is going to produce 1024. Number 12, again, take out the variables x and y and replace them with a 9 and the 4. So we have in parentheses 3 times 4, parentheses squared, minus 9 squared. Do your parentheses first. 3 times 4 is going to give you 12 squared, minus 9 squared. Now do your exponents. 12 squared is 144, 9 squared is 81. And after subtracting 144 minus 81, you end up with 63 as your answer. For number 13, there is no replacement of variables. It's just plain old order of operations. So we want to make sure that you do all the correct steps to get to the right answer. You need to start in the brackets, and in the brackets you need to start in parentheses, and in the parentheses you have to start with the exponents. 2 to the 3rd power changes into an 8. Right? So now keep in the parentheses and do 14 minus 8. So we have 3 on the outside of brackets, then 7 parentheses, 14 minus 8 is 6. Plus 5, close your brackets, minus 18. Stay in the brackets. You have to do multiplying before you can add. So this is 3 bracket 42 plus 5, minus 18. Still get the brackets down to one number. 42 plus 5 is going to make 47. So we have 3 times 47, minus 18. So we have to do the multiplication of 3 times 47, which makes 141. Subtract the 18, and you'll end up with 123 as your final answer. Going to number 14, again, it's just plain old order of operations. You have brackets and parentheses, so go to the innermost parentheses. 4 plus 9 is going to turn into 13. Okay, and then you want to do the exponents that are in those brackets. So we have 5 on the outside, brackets, 13 minus 3 squared turns into 9. Close your brackets and then divide by 2. Finish up with your brackets first. So we have 5 times 4, then divide by 2. Because multiplication and division are in the same problem, you have to go left to right. 5 times 4 makes 20, and then 20 divided by 2 is going to produce the answer of 10. For number 15, you are going to replace the m with the number 6 and then do order of operations. So you have 6 parentheses 6 minus 1. Then on the bottom you have 2 times 6 plus 3. All right. With the division bar, we want to condense the top to one number and the bottom to one number. So you kind of have to do them on separate levels. The top one, you do the parentheses first. 6 minus 1 turns into a 5. So up top, we have 6 times 5 left. On the bottom, you can multiply before you add. So 2 times 6 turns into 12 plus 3. Keep going until you have one number on top and one number on bottom before you start dividing. 6 times 5 is going to give you 30 up top, and then 12 plus 3 is going to give you 15 on the bottom. Now that you have one number divided by one number, you can safely divide. 30 divided by 15 gives you the number 2.